If you walked into that room, you would not notice him first. You would notice the loud ones, the man laughing too hard at his own joke, the woman speaking fast, afraid someone might interrupt her, chairs moving, phones buzzing, voices climbing over each other. And then, in the corner, he sat. Quietest. No one knew that, before the night ended, the entire room would be watching him. The new manager. The company was struggling. Deadlines were missed. Clients were angry. Everyone blamed someone else. That morning, the team was told a new manager would take over. Rumors spread quickly. I heard he's strict. I heard he fired 10 people at his last job. I heard he's old and boring. When the door opened, they expected someone big, loud, powerful. Instead, a simple man walked in. Average height, plain suit. Got calm. Eyes. His name was Elias. He didn't smile too much. He didn't try to look scary. He simply said, "Good morning." That was it. And somehow the room became quieter. The testing. The team didn't trust him. During meetings, they argued like always. Tom interrupted people. Sarah rolled her eyes. Michael blamed the marketing team again. And Elias, he listened. He wrote notes. Sometimes he looked at the speaker for a long moment, as if he could see more than just their words. One day, Tom laughed and said, "Sir, you're very quiet. Don't you have an opinion?" Some people smiled. They thought they had embarrassed him. Elias looked at Tom calmly. "I do," he said softly. "I'm just waiting for the right time. No anger, no pride, just calm." And for a second, Tom looked unsure. The breaking point. 2 weeks later, the biggest client threatened to leave. The room exploded. This is sales' fault. No. Production delayed the order. You never sent the email? Voices grew louder. Hands slammed on the table. Elias sat still. He watched. He noticed who avoided eye contact, who looked afraid, who looked guilty. Then, suddenly, he stood up. He did not shout. He did not hit the table. He simply stood, and one by one, the voices faded. Strange, isn't it? No command, no threat, just presence, the truth. "I have listened for 2 weeks," Elias began. His voice was steady. "You are not failing because you lack skill. Silence. You are failing because you do not listen to each other." No one moved. He turned to Michael. "You knew the order was delayed 3 days ago." Michael's face turned pale. He turned to Sarah. "You saw the mistake in the report but said nothing." Her eyes dropped. He looked at Tom. "You speak to be heard, not to understand." The room felt smaller. He had seen everything. Not because he talked, because he watched, because he listened. The surprise. Then Elias did something no one expected. He pulled a chair and sat down. Again. "I will not shout," he said. "I will not fire anyone today." Everyone blinked in surprise. "But from this moment," he continued softly, "we will learn to respect silence. In silence, we think. In silence, we understand." He looked around the room. "And if you cannot work in respect, you may leave. Double quotes. No anger. Just certainty." And somehow, that was more powerful than shouting. The change. Weeks passed. Meetings became different. People paused before speaking, listened more. They blamed less, and when Elias spoke, it mattered. Not because he was the loudest, but because he spoke only when necessary. The company improved. The client stayed. But the real change was not in the numbers. It was in the room. One evening, a new intern whispered to Sarah, "Why does everyone get quiet when he stands?" Sarah smiled. "It's not fear," she said. "It's respect." Across the room, Elias was sitting alone, reading a report. Quiet, as always. But the room felt steady because he was there, and that was the secret. He never controlled the room by force. He controlled himself, and when a person masters themselves, the world listens. If you ever feel invisible because you are quiet, remember Elias, sometimes the strongest voice is the one that does not need to shout.